What's up, Patreon? It's your boy, Jason. That's what you say when you're on YouTube. You say, this is your boy. This is your boy, Lee Mack. This is your boy, Jason. Shout out Lee Mack's here on Patreon. I'm gonna be at the Herf tomorrow. We're listening to some 1990 Duke Ellington thing in the background. Haven't made a Patreon video in a long time. And there's kind of been a reason for that. There's so much has been going on. Everything would happen, and then I would think, well, I'm going to process this, and then I'll make the Patreon video, and then something else would happen. Like that. And I would think, oh, well, then I'll process this, and I'll make that, and it just started building and building and building. So anyway, let's start with something I haven't done in a long time. Some shout outs. We got a lot of new people. We had a lot of people jump ship, and we had a lot of new people too. So let's talk to just the new people. Where's my alerts messages here? That took me a minute to find them. Here we go. So I want to say some shout outs to the new patrons. Hey guys, if you're just coming aboard, what happens here is, you're supporting the Free Friday videos by doing this, and what I try to do is give you guys some insight into what it's like over here, what's going on behind the scenes with the music thing. Occasionally just some talks about life and everything else, right? And then, I throw you some lessons here. We'll talk about all of that today. But first, let's give a shout out to Fred Walker. Thank you, bro. My homeboy, Bruce Andrews, homeboy from Alabama, who's having my gig for me, which we're going to talk about in a little while. Welcome aboard, Bruce. He's a harmonica player. Miss Misty Matonis, right? I'm gonna massacre some names here. Thank you, Misty. Charles Ottman, welcome aboard. Max Schrainer, welcome aboard. L Pick 4, welcome aboard. A couple of deleted posts. And Kevin Nealon upped his pledge. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin, very much. Cassian, welcome aboard. John Murray, welcome aboard. Jimmy Mancini, welcome aboard. James Sosterich, welcome aboard. Sophie Crocker, thank you for coming. Christopher Henderson, welcome aboard. Be sure to check out all the videos, you all. Mr. Matthew Kuntz, it's been a long time since I've done this. Kunz, K-U-N-Z. It's been a long time since I've done this, so I'm already back in the beginning or moving back. Mr. David, welcome aboard. Just David. And William Prentice increased his pledge. Thank you, William. Salba, I remember when I got that email when you joined Salba, because I thought you might be Steve Alba, who goes by the name Salba, the great skateboarder. But I'm just as excited that you're there. We got a couple of deleted ones, and then I got one from David Riddle Wilson. Now I'm sure there were some more that happened in May that I didn't get shout outs to, and if so, I'm sorry. So I'll get you back another time, right? Or you just write me and tell me, Jay, I want a shout out, and I'll get you a shout out on the next one. So look, there's a community section of this page that I have not been active enough in, and I haven't been active in the messages as much. I usually go in once every 2 weeks and try to answer them all, and I'm sure they're not too piled. I got 4 unanswered messages in there, but I'll get there. The community section of the page is where you guys can post just like you post on Facebook or Instagram or anywhere else, and people can respond to you. So I'm going to go over to the community section of the page right now and just kind of say hi to Fred Walker, my buddy, who came and stayed at the house, and he's aboard here and staying active. And thank you for posting on the community page. It could be a community cage, except you can leave pretty easy. There's my man Salba said, can't find any videos that adequately explain how to draw, especially the 2nd and 3 hole. I'm a beginner harp player. I can't get a single note with lip pursing and can draw, but don't know if my technique is correct. I don't want to bypass proper technique. Well, Salba, I would just say, bro, just give it a shot at any technique that you can. You know, just try to get as much of the harmonica in your mouth as possible, and then slow it down, right? Or then make it smaller. Right, now if the problem is that you're bending went by accident, which happens to a lot of people too, nobody really talks about that. What you got to do is go back to that chord thing. There we go. All right, so look, I got to make some more easy beginner videos. It's really not my bag, Saba. There's so many great videos on YouTube. I would go check out the John Gindick, Ronnie Shellist, and Liam Ward and Tomlin Leckie. All those guys probably have better videos than me on simple things like that. But my advice is any way you can do it. The proper technique will be you getting it for you. If there's a problem, we'll let you know. Michael Howe said, old guy, new patron. Hey, I'm from the UK, Jason. I've been a Free Friday devotee for about a year now. Thank you. And wow, he says, I have learned so much. So many musical doors have been open for me too, just by making them. So many new to me ways to play our humble instrument. Yes, it's endless. All thanks to you and your very informative and entertaining style of tutoring. Thank you. Thank you very much. As a result, and because I feel like I'm taking without giving back, I became a patron. Bro, I appreciate that. Now, I don't do this so that I can get $1 million on Patreon, okay? But you guys do put the fear of Patreon in me. When it comes Friday, right, that video is going to happen because of you guys, okay? So, look, I mean, I'm not going to lie. There's a financial incentive. But I love doing this. And I love looking back at the videos, and some of my best Free Fridays were the Fridays I didn't want to do it, right? And that's because of you guys, right? Anyway, I'm not going to read the rest because it's kind of personal, but thank you very much. Thank you very much, Michael Howe. I appreciate that. Hi, everyone. Tuned Soul from Georgia. Hi, I'm here. I found Jason on YouTube. I live in rural Georgia. Well, I was just in Georgia. I'll tell that story in a minute. I even have a little video I'm going to post, maybe. Anyway, I'm going to be in Alabama for our buddy Bruce Andrews. If it's not too far, I'm doing a seminar and a show. One day will be a show. The following day will be the seminar. So Gideon, hook up with me if you can. Hey there, love the video. This is from Wiserix. Love the video about your harmonica collection. I wonder if you've already shared somewhere the info and tips about how to get the best out of our harps customizing it. I mean, without spending some $100 or maybe some things to do to already owned harmonicas. Okay, so I won't even read the rest of that, Wiserix. I mean, I will read the rest. I'm not going to read it out loud. But let me tell you, the reason I haven't made a video on customizing, and there is one video here, if somebody knows which one it is, where I kind of show you people how to do that. A little bit, like change the action and stuff. The reason I haven't is it's really hard to get accurate, good camera angles. What I recommend is find Richard Slay on YouTube. Richard has the best videos on that. And they're so much better than the ones that I could do. And he's much more of an expert. But you're right. Anyway, look, there's a lot more about the in the community page here. And I appreciate it very much. Somebody wrote, is there a way to open up Big River cover plates? I'm sure you could crimp them, right? Just put some electrical tape over there, get a pair of pliers, and carefully crimp. All right, there's more. I got one from Johnny Nice. Thought about it at a time. I gave something back to you. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, so a bunch of thank yous and stuff. I'm going to start doing better. There's something from Amy there. Very excited for this meetup this Saturday, which will be on my Nana's 75th birthday. Which one is that? Is that something I'm involved in? I don't know. March 13th. Oh, yeah. Amy, did you not make, I think she had to cancel on that at the last minute. Anyway, Amy, good to see you here. All right, so anyway, let me relax. All right, let's talk about what's happening here. This background music's more distracting than helpful. Let's 86 this. We'll put on a backing track from YouTube. How about that? So, I don't know where to begin, guys. There's I will tell you things that I can't even tell you by keeping them a little vague, but they will certainly be more than you will hear on YouTube or Facebook, and definitely not on Instagram, because all we do on Instagram is fun stuff. Speaking of that gig in Georgia, so that didn't go very good. Let me tell you guys, one of the things that I've learned many years is get it in writing. And even when I got it in writing, it still wasn't enough. It still wasn't enough. So, had an incident. Maybe I'll insert a little video right here. Really?
Sorry,
you guys agree with that guy?
he's the leader, and I thought it could be talked out.
Me instead of calling me a piece of shit.
Well, that's what my bass player said.
And you said it too, did I?
Yeah. I called you asshole, man.
Right here. That video. Wow. Yeah. I don't know, it's just not all fun and games out here, right? Sometimes sometimes things get personal when they don't need to be personal. Sometimes people don't look at this like a business. Sometimes I don't look at it like a business. Sometimes it's not a business. Sometimes it is blurry lines, right? Get it in writing. Get it in writing. And even when you have it in writing, things come into question. I'm not going to say who or what, but that Georgia thing was just one incident. There was another one that happened right after I got back from Hawaii. And let me just put it this way: somebody I've been working with for a long time. We're not gonna work together for a little while anyway, right? We'll see what happens. And it's all over stupid stuff with agents and bookings and contracts and things like that. And in the end, we have to keep our word. What we say we're gonna do, we have to do that. And if we want to change that, well, then we need to discuss that. And when that doesn't happen, it really doesn't matter whose side we're on. We have to be on the side of the original agreement. All right, that's it. I'm going to leave it there. As you guys know, I lost a really close friend of mine, Mr. Stevie Linworth. I did an interview with Stevie and never posted it. And I think it got lost. I think it was on my old computer that blew up before, the one that Pete G bought me a new one, and I paid him back, but still, thank you, Pete. Here's this backing track. I'm hearing Mixolydian. Yeah, not bad. Maybe major pentatonic. Just major pentatonic. Yeah, both of those are really nice. Hawaii. Man, I'm all over the map today. Yeah, it's emotionally just devastated from this thing that happened with a friend and a mentor. But life goes on. what's the old cliche? One door closes, another door opens. Got to have faith. We got to have faith, right? You know, the hard part for me, and the part that was the most important to me, was to not let my circumstances dictate my behavior, right? So my happiness shouldn't be contingent upon my circumstances, but if it starts to be that, the first thing I can do is try to not let my behavior be a reflection. And I had some good successes, and Kate was very good at pointing those out, and so were some of my closest friends that I called upon. It's important to ask for help when we need it. It's important to talk to people. Guys, you got to reach out. You got to reach out. And if I'm too busy, find somebody else. You got to reach out. Speaking of reaching out for help, our little beautiful Mr. Andrei from the Ukraine is going through some terrible times right now. The whole Ukraine is, right? I don't know anything about the situation. I'm not going to pretend to know anything about it, but I believe him when he shows me footage of his entire city flooded. And I just want to say that I feel for you, bro. And it may be, he wrote to me and he said, Jason, why aren't you responding to my stuff? And I said, sorry, I have a lot going on. I'm really busy. And then he sends me a picture of an entire city flooded. And, living in New Orleans, we know what that's like. And, I started thinking, well, what do I have really going on? What are my problems compared to that? Well, let me tell you guys, you know what? Our problems are our problems. And if it's just a guy that is just so frustrated with harmonica, he can't get something right, and everything else, and that's bothering him, well, then I'm here to help. I can do what I can. And if it's somebody that is having a problem with alcohol or addiction, and I can help, that's great. And or mental illness or whatever it is, right? But it's okay to not feel good. It's okay. All right? And it's okay to let things hurt. And Andrei, I'm glad that you feel comfortable enough to call on me and say, hey, listen, I need help. And I would hope that you would feel comfortable enough when I write back and I say, I'm sorry, I've had a lot going on. I'm sorry that I missed your messages, to understand that even though my entire city isn't flooded, my mind is flooded right now. My heart is flooded. My heart is flooded with the loss of a close personal friend, and my business is I'm losing a friend too, and losing a friend to make music with, and at least temporarily. And that's been hard for me. And we're not here to compare our troubles to each other. And it's important to remember that things could always be worse. But it's important to remember, too, that things do get better. And some of the worst times in my life were the things that shaped me into who I am today and make me content and at peace in a way that I never could have imagined. And, I guess I just was really hard-headed. I was really, really hard-headed in that there were a lot of lessons that I had to learn that probably other people wouldn't have had to learn. But I learned them really, really well. I did. And, those are the only ones I'm ever going to share with you, because what did Bob Dylan say? Know your song well before you start singing. Let's go back to Petty Music Studios and see what we got next. So, my friend Gary Hodgson, let's go back to music for a second. My friend Gary Hodgson, and a lot of you guys, people posted on Mooncat Manor on Facebook after the summertime video, have been saying, I've been having trouble with the 3-draw double bend. Let's talk about it. So I pulled up a Petty Music Studios Dirty Funk backing track in G Dorian. So I've used this one a lot. So I'm gonna play it in. I'm gonna play Dorian in second position, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna use the 3 double bend here. Okay. How do I do that? So now, I gave you a couple of hints in that last video, in the summertime video. One of the suggestions I gave you was to just not hit it for very long. So just get in and get out. So I'm hitting 2 draw, 3 double bend, 3 half step bend, 3 double bend, 2 draw. Okay, so one of the things that Gary Hodgson said on Mooncat Manor today was that it just really sounds like a bend note. Well, let's look at 2 double bend. That sounds like a bend note too. It's just easier to get because there's nothing below it and only 1 above it. So let's look at 3 the same way. Just another bend note. Now there you go. That's that last part. Now, somebody had suggested you could put a little wah in the beginning to soften it. I still think mine's a little flat. Let's hit it again. See, what I'm doing right there is I'm testing it against the top octave. 6 draw, 6 blow is the same as 3 double bend, 2 draw. So I can hear I'm playing it a little flat. It's a little better. So just getting comfortable with it. Let me pause this for a second. Another really great way to get used to using that note is to start using it in a song. Now, a lot of you guys have probably heard of the bendometer, right? Or the harp ninja, or these various different ways of like checking your pitch, or maybe you're playing with a piano, or maybe you're using a chromatic tuner. By all means, continue to use these things, okay? But use your ear too, because you're going to need your ear on stage. You're not going to have a bendometer to see on stage. So use your ear and pick something simple like Jingle Bells. So now, like, look, that wasn't a perfect 3 double bend, so let me try to make it better. That last one was a little better. I don't know the rest of the song. Or Summertime, like I did in the... Now, I talked about that vibrato, and there's videos. I'll link them below. 3 types of vibrato, and that last one is the jaw vibrato. And in the jaw vibrato videos are links to Chris McCulloch's videos. Okay, so Chris talked about it too. Just get used to using them. Saints go marching in. Now, look at that. The last thing I did right there. This is, if you're a lip purser, you're in the right place. One of the things that you can do to get used to hitting your chromatic bends, whether they're on 2 or on 3 is going up and down any chromatic bending shit that you have available, okay? Pardon my language. And doing that by using lip pursers, a T sound. It's almost like I'm fretting the note with my tongue. I'm using a... on the 3. So using that fret might help you, Gary, or anybody else. I'll tell you another thing. There's something about having a leaky, kind of not good harmonica that makes those bends sound better. Let me find another one. What we need is an out of the box. That's what we need, right? Let's see what we got here. This one, right out of the box, B flat. Let's see. They're too good now. See, now it's so soft. There's something about the leaky, unworked on harmonica that makes the bend. So it's actually a custom harmonica that makes the bend easier, can make it harder to make that bend sound good. There's just something, right? I've heard stories of Mickey Raphael from Willie Nelson telling stories about producers saying that they liked the sound of the leaky out of the box harmonicas better than the customs. You know, hey, I don't know. Like I said, Kate and I had a wonderful time in Hawaii. Gato. I just happen to have the camera. Hello, Baba. They're tiki. They're actually, the name comes from these torches.
Torches of the tiki order.
Of the high tiki order.
High tiki order.
There's the moon. You can't see this.
Where do you think it'll go, Bo?
It's ocean. You know what I was thinking about today?
What?
How do the flat earthers not understand that, like, it's still light here, but it's dark, or when it's light here, it's dark somewhere else, right? Like, how do they explain that? The sun doesn't go down everywhere at the same time. All right, we're looking for manta rays. Oh my God.
Hello, manta ray. Zebra manta ray.
That is the biggest manta ray ever. He's like dancing.
Look at you. How did that gato not try to eat you?
Oh my God. That is incredible.
That sound even...
You think he comes here for the light, huh?
Yeah, and I know there were a few of them. He's like, oh, look at like waving the fins out.
It's like zebra
Is that
striped.
the mouth?
Yep. Oh my Lord.
It looks pretty nice being a manta ray.
Yes.
Spectacular. I love the gliding, like the turns that he makes.
Oh yeah, now I can see your face if I take a picture with it.
We had a wonderful time, but we're home now. We're getting ready to go on tour. This is what I need to talk about. I need to tell you guys about the tour. So let me go over to Facebook. All right, and let's look at the tour. Okay. So we are leaving the day after tomorrow. We're leaving on Sunday. Today is Friday. I don't know if you guys will see this tonight or not, but and we're going to Cleveland. So I want to talk to you guys about something. If you can come to these shows, if you can come, please buy the tickets beforehand. Go online. Not only do you guarantee that you won't miss out on a sold out show, but the club will notice that the tickets have sold and they will be more happy with me. And they will also stress me out less on the road. They won't write me and say, can you promote the gig? Can you promote the gig? If tickets are selling, they'll know that like people know we're there. And it just makes everything better. I'm more likely to get another booking if tickets sell faster than if just at the last minute. And I know that blues and jazz, people aren't used to having to buy tickets ahead of time, at least not for bands at my level, which is mid, but if you can, it really, really helps. Okay. Then we're going to be at a private party in Richmond, Virginia. It's a private party, but you can come. Just let me know. Hit me up here or on Instagram in the message box. If you have to, Facebook, and I'll check it out. Then we're going to be at St. George's County store in St. George. That show is already sold out. I'm sorry, Delaware. That's in Delaware if you're there. But you could drive over to Pittsburgh. I know it's a haul. And catch me with Mark Hummel, Steve Geiger, and Anson Thunderberg, right, at the Thunderbird Cafe and Music Hall. His name is Thunder with an F, Berg. And the place is called the Thunderbird Cafe and Music Hall in Pittsburgh. Then we're going to the New York State Blues Festival in Syracuse, New York. Please come out and check that out. And then we will be at Rhythm Room Afternoons in Plymouth, Massachusetts. So that's definitely one you want to get to. I think that is an afternoon show. It's in the daytime. Please check us out there. Then we're going to head over to New York, and we're going to be at Terro Blues for a couple of days in New York City on Bleecker Street, right next to the Bitter End on June 20th and the 21st. After that, on the 22nd, we're going to head back to Massachusetts to play the Bull Run Restaurant in Shirley, Massachusetts. This is one of those gigs I need you to buy tickets for right now. As soon as they sell 125 tickets, they will buy us hotel rooms. If they don't sell 125 tickets, they won't. So if they sell them now, then Kate and I can make plans to have a hotel. If they don't, we have to wait until that night and then see if we can find a hotel afterwards. See how crazy it is? See how important pre-sales are? Thank you guys so much for understanding. Hartford, Connecticut. It's been a minute. Black Eyed Sally's. Hartford, home of my favorite pizza in the entire world, Pepe's Pizza. Gonna try to make that happen. Gonna try to make a Pepe's Pizza thing happen. Then on the 24th, I'm going to a new club I've never played in my home state of Maine, Lenny's at Hawks Plaza. Who got me that gig? His name is David Daniels, my very first harmonica teacher. That's who got me that gig. So I'm going to give a shout out to David at that. Then the Bad Kind are headed to Moose Alley for the last date on the 25th, way up in Rangeley, Maine. If you're looking for somewhere beautiful to go where you can see lakes and moose and forests and untouched wilderness, it's hard to beat Rangeley. It's basically Canada. It's so gorgeous and pristine. All right, so that's it. There we go. That's going to wrap up this Patreon video vlog. I don't know. Oh my God, how did I forget? 600 videos as of yesterday. 600 YouTube videos. And that's not even counting the ones I've deleted over the years. 600 videos for YouTube. I couldn't have done it without you guys. And you know what? The majority of those have come in the last 4 years. And that's because of your support here. And I appreciate it more than you can know. You guys provide Kate and I with a stability that we have never known. That got us through the pandemic. We were already in full blown, Patreon and YouTube mode before the pandemic hit. Skype students, God bless you guys, more than patient with me as I postpone. Good news is, Skype students, if you're watching this and I owe you a couple lessons, now's the time to hit me up. I got almost all of July off to just teach. So let's get into some arpeggios, some scales, some lip pursing, tongue blocking, overblowing, overdrawing, octave splitting, chordal chugging, staccato, legato, pizzicato. You can't do that on harmonica. Stuff in the month of July. Thank you, Patreon, so much. God bless all of you, and I appreciate you. Bye-bye.